So we're going to do a couple of different meats today. We're going to do some spare ribs from Porter Road and some Memphis BBQ links from Porter Road. So I've got the Fast Eddy's PG 500 heating up to about 250 degrees, and we're going to go in and get our ribs ready, and we'll see you out here in a few minutes. Okay, so we're going to get our ribs ready here. Just going to trim them up. These don't need much. They're actually already trimmed pretty well. So just going to get some of the excess flappy stuff off, if you will. Mostly not because it's not good meat, some of it, that's beautiful there, but the really thin stuff that hangs off will end up burning and just won't turn out good cooked. You can certainly keep this for things like pork stock or a master stock of some sort. That would be great. Other than those little things, here's one. That's going to be about it on these. They come pretty well trimmed from Porter Road, I found. We're going to want to remove the membrane. This is sort of optional. I've actually left it on. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Many people like to remove them. I just grab a butter knife and slip it under there, and then a paper towel will help you grip it, and you can just usually pull it off in one big piece there, just like that. We had a little bit here that kind of stayed. We'll get that real quick with the paper towel. There we go. All right, so we got the membrane off. Again, only if you want to. I think most people do on pork ribs, and it's not that hard, but I've had it with it on, and frankly, it's not a terribly big deal as far as I'm concerned. All right, so these are pretty ready to be seasoned. These are going to go on the smoker in the next hour, and I don't like to season ribs way early. Like an hour is about my time limit for seasoning ribs. I've got a mixture of rubs today, and I've got the bottles out here. I'll show them to you real fast with my clean hand. I've got Killer Hog's The Barbecue Rub, equally mixed with Honey Hog Barbecue from Meat Church. I love both of these. I've never tried them together, but I think they'll be pretty good. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to season the backside first. And you can be reasonably liberal with this. Now with spare ribs, there's not quite as much meat as baby backs, depending on how thick your baby backs are cut off the loin. But neither of these seasonings are overpowering, so I'm not really worried about over seasoning. As long as I do it within reason, that's pretty good for the back side. So we'll do the front side. And then these are going to go back in the refrigerator just to start getting the meat sweats while I get the pit up to temperature. We're going to cook these on the Cook Shack Fast Eddy's PG 500. It's my newest cooker, and I'm enjoying using it, and I'm going to be doing other things today, so babysitting a pit is not something I'm wanting to do, so we're just going to kind of set it and forget it. And we're going to do these at about 250 degrees today. Found another little piece on the end that's probably not going to make it through the cook, so I'm just going to get that off. There we go. All right. So these are going to go in the fridge, and we'll bring you back when we get them on the pit. Okay, so we have our spare ribs from Porter Road. I think you can probably see those looking good. They've been getting the meat sweats for about 40 minutes in the fridge, so we're going to get these on. Putting them over here on the smoking side. Fire pot is on the left side. The rack for smoking is on the right. So we're just going to get them on the cooker. Now for ribs, they're going to cook the way they're placed on the grate, so you kind of want to bunch them together a little bit. Get as much of that meat bunched up as possible for better eating. And we're gonna close this and forget about them for probably 2 hours. So we will see you back here and we'll take a look at them and think about wrapping. All right, so these ribs have been on just shy of 2.5 hours and they are ready to wrap. So I've got 2 layers of foil here and I've put down a little bit of brown sugar, about 3 pats of Kerrygold butter. I love Kerrygold butter, but whatever you want there is fine. You can use regular butter, you can even use margarine. I've used squeezed parquet before and it's fine. And then I also sprinkled just a little more of the same rub mixture that I put on the ribs to start with. So we're gonna grab the ribs now. So hope you can see those. I'm not sure how they're coming through on the camera, but they look really good. Starting to get just a little bit of pullback. So we're gonna lay them meat side down. Get them placed there, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my gloves off, leave my cotton liners on, and we're just going to wrap these up. I like to wrap them so I can easily get in them later to check them. That way I can rewrap them if they're not quite done. But we are going to put these back on the pit. Still running around 250, and they're probably going to be another 2 hours before they're done. I am not a big 3-2-1 rib guy, if you've heard of that method. These should, I'm thinking, take 4.5 hours, something like that. So I'm going to put them back on the pit and we will see you in a couple of hours. Okay, so I've got my Memphis BBQ links that I'm going to throw on the pit. The ribs are about an hour into the wrap, so about the last hour is what I'm planning for these. We'll see how that works out. Unfortunately, one of the casings is gashed there. I don't know if I did that opening the package or if it was just like that, so one of these might end up a little drier than we would like, but not much I can do about it, so we will just roll with it. So I'm going to get these on the pit and we'll come back and unwrap the ribs and show you these here, and I'm guessing an hour or so. Okay, it's been about 90 minutes. I decided to look at these ribs before the 2 hour mark because it's kind of a smaller rack and I don't want to overcook them. So we'll pull these out and take a look. I'm kind of a bite through rib guy. I don't want them falling off the bone. If you like them falling off the bone, then the 3-2-1 method is probably for you. If you've never done the 3-2-1 method or don't know what I'm talking about, maybe we'll do it sometime. Otherwise, use the Google machine. Okay. Alright, so these are looking really good. You can see about, I don't know, 1/4 inch pullback, 1/2 inch pullback on some bones, which is, you know, definitely what we're looking for. I think we're going to call these. I don't have anything to poke through here, which I'm not worried about, but I think these are looking really good. So I'm going to get them sauced up and back on the pit. I'm just using some Killer Hogs vinegar sauce here. I really like this sauce and just happened to have a bottle that was already opened, so that's what we're going to use today. I like sauce on ribs. You certainly don't have to add any sauce. The brown sugar and the rub and whatnot kind of, and the butter makes its own little sauce as well. So I'm just going to pour a little bit on and then brush it around. Okay. So I'm just going to sort of make a little boat here, and we're just going to leave these ribs on the foil. You can put them back on to the pit without the foil if you wanted to. Honestly, I don't think it makes that big of a difference for the last 20 minutes or so to get this sauce to set, and it'll keep the pit nicer if we just leave it on the foil. So we're just going to throw them back on. The other thing I'm going to do, and we'll go ahead and take one of these off, those Memphis links looking really good. Should be using my other hand with the glove. But I'm going to put these over on the hot side of the grill where the fire pit is on the PG500. I've given a tour of the PG500. I'm not going to move the camera, but you can look at that video to see what I'm talking about. But I'm going to put them on the grill grate directly over the fire pit and let them crisp up a little bit, and they should be done about the same time as the ribs then. So we will get these on the pit, and we'll probably just bring you back inside in the next 20 minutes or so, and we'll cut into these. So we'll see you in a few. Okay, so we've got our Memphis links and our spare ribs in. So let's cut into one of these links. Not much to see, but we'll get a bite ready to try. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and try it off camera. I'll try the ribs on camera. Still hot. That's good. Mild. Tastes great though. That is next to the breakfast sausage. That's probably my favorite Porter Road sausage. So let's take a look at the ribs. So we're floppy, which is nice. It's good. And I like to take a look at the back because you never can quite tell which way the ribs are going. So we're just gonna nice smoke ring there, nice pink color. Cut really easily, not fall off the bone though, which is good because I don't want fall off the bone. So I'm gonna adjust the camera and we'll try this rib on camera, and then the family and I are gonna eat. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we'll give one of these ribs a try. That's good. Perfect. Bite off the bone, not fall off the bone, exactly like I like them. Those are actually some of the best spare ribs I've ever done. So thank you for joining me today on this cook, and if you do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate it. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.